Good evening, people. Today I'm going to talk about virtual machines for Linux. Virtual machines for Linux are the same that they are for Windows, at least technically. You have a host and a guest. The host in, well, any case is usually the computer you have installed the virtual machine on. And the guest operating system is the operating system you have inside the virtual machine. I am currently using Arch Linux. I have begun using Linux more and more in my daily life, and that is the reason as to why I'm currently using Linux. I may make a Windows 11 tutorial for Hyper-V if the demand is high enough for it. But for now, let's start with installing the virtual machine service for Arch Linux. I have previously had virtual machines installed on this computer. I have re-recorded this a few times, which is why I have had these packages installed before. So now I'm going to install them again. And on Linux, I'm going to do this through the console. I don't have any, so to speak, store that you can have on Ubuntu. Rather, instead, I prefer to go through the terminal. Even if I had a storefront, I would prefer to go through the terminal. Arch Linux uses a package manager called pacman. Pacman literally stands for package manager. And we're going today use the command sudo, which basically means su does this, and su basically means root. At least that's how I view it, and it's easy to understand. Sudo pacman, we are telling the package manager to sync a package called libvirt. Lib usually stands for library, and virt usually stands for virtual. We're going to install that right here and now. As you can see, it wants to install jail as well. And yeah, sure, why not? I have already installed DNS mask, EV tables, and also firewall. It is preferred to have these installed if you're going to use virtual machines. Without these, it will not properly function. After having installed libvirt, I'm now going to install a GUI for that. And the GUI for this is named, again, I am sudo package manager sync, or pacman sync. And I'm telling it to sync virt manager. Here we see it has a lot more of package dependencies that it wants to install, and I find that is okay. So I press Y and then enter. And it's already installed. Now I need to start up the service, sudo, and do that through system control. If you use RC scripts, then I cannot help you with that. I only use systemd or systemd. And for system, system that has generally taken over RC and will generally work for these instructions will generally work for everyone. A system that has generally taken over. RC is still good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's still being updated. But system has more and more taken over. So sudo system control, and I want to check the status on the libvirtd. As you can see, it's loaded, but it's inactive. And we want to activate that. and we want to make it start. In order to start it, we do sudo system control start libvirt_d. And now you can see that it started. Active and it is running. An operation has failed and network default already exists. Yeah, sure, I can see that, seeing as I already had this installed before and running before as well. And now to enable now we need to enable libvirt_d. I've already enabled this before, so in order to show you how it looks like when both disabling and enabling a program to start a boot up, I will show you this. Sudo system control disable libvirt_d. As you can see, it removes a few symlinks, and if I do enable, you'll see that it creates a few symlinks or other symbolic links. And now everything is up and running. It works just flawlessly. I'm now back after the reboot. So let's try to start up one more time here. Oh, it switched to Swedish. Okay. Well, it still says the same things, so don't worry about that. Okay, there we go, now it works. So, as we can see here, we need to change a few things in order for it to start up. And so we need to force turn off, yes. Then we go into, Jesus Christ, this Swedish is annoying. I am from Sweden and I find this annoying. Data CD-ROM, virtual disk, yeah, source path, here we go. Let's go into the ISO and go to Ubuntu and choose volume and apply. And then we start up again. No, okay. Start, okay, let's bring up the SATA CD-ROM to the top and do a forced restart. Send key, no, okay, sure. Forced turn off, and then start it again. There we go, now it works. As you can see here, I can now install the Ubuntu server. It behaves just like a normal machine. Of course, there are a few key identifiers that operating system will check for to see if it's virtual or not. What those are, I do not know, but I know it checks some files and whatnot. And you can see that it notices that it is on a virtual machine because it uses /dev/VDA. I don't know why it uses VDA, but it does for some reason. Then just press done. Okay. Continue. And as you can see, it is now installing as it should. I'm going to remove the internet so it cannot feel internet connections and downloading updates. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, it functions just without any problems. All I had to do was to restart my computer because I had uninstalled and then reinstalled the thing again. Yeah, that's really it. There's no other things to do. I can show you the import feature. I don't know how relevant that is to you, but I could show it to you. I'm going to remove the few things. As you can see, the installer started up again, but that's just because I did not remove the installation media before I restarted the virtual machine. And now starts the ordinary Ubuntu server up. Just to show you there is a proper installation. Okay. Enemy crap coming onto my screen? No? Good. Sudo apt updates. It fetches from the Ubuntu official sources, and I can also update. I'm not going to do it now though, but yeah, see it works. Yeah. And power off. So, to import an existing disk image. Just do here press import forward, and actually going to remove. Also, do you want to delete associated storage files? Yeah, I really want to. Make sure that it's the correct one and then delete. Yeah, I'm sure I want to remove that one. So to import, do forward and then choose the one you want to import. In this case, I want to import the underscore server. Okay, forward. Yeah, sure, I can choose the Ubuntu 2004. So, and that's the entire import process. If you want to and or need to, you can of course pause in any time during that process I imported, and you can make sure you copy it. It works perfectly fine for me. Of course, one prerequisite is of course that they already have a virtual hard drive with Ubuntu installed on. As you can see, there you go. Just log in. Sudo apt update. As you can see, there's a lot less sources, so it's not the same. Sudo apt grid. I did not install the old one. This is a already pre-existing hard drive that I had from previous installations. It works just fine. There's no problem with it. And now to shut it off, let's see here, does it work without sudo power off? It does. I can just do power off to power off the machine. And now I need to say good night. It's been a pleasure. No, that wasn't correct one. Of course, I need to remind you to like and subscribe. Of course, the usual plug from every YouTuber ever is to like and subscribe. And if you want to, you can leave a comment downstairs. And I wish you all a good evening.